Have you ever wondered what's the best bullet setup for your storage value? I'm talking magazine builds, ammo seconds, super efficient, minimum waste. I'm not here to flex, but I've been around long enough to figure this out. So today, I'm breaking down the best bullet setup based on your storage value, what to bring, how to stack your mags, and how to get the most out of every single round. Let's go. Alright, here's how this works. I'm not gonna sit here and break down every single gun. That's a waste of time. Instead, I'm giving you the best bullet setup for different fire rates, with just a few examples for each category. And also, we're gonna talk about setups for semi-automatic and sniper rifles at the end of this video. Now first, let's group players based on their storage value. The first group, 0 to 5 million. The second, 5 to 15 million. Then 15 to 50 million. And lastly 50 million and up. And we're breaking weapons down by their fire rates. 400 to 600, 600 to 750, 750 and above. You're probably gonna want to take a lot of screenshots, just a heads up. Now let's start with my dear brokies, the 0 to 5 million group. If you're using a low fire rate gun, you have to be precise. Your gun is slow, and you can't afford to carry that many high-end bullets. If you're running something like an Scar L, which is slow and weak, you're gonna need 2 mags, one full of MA55s and the other full of A1. For your backup, bring 60 rounds of MA55 and 30 rounds of A1. You're using your tier 3 bullets on the bots. Since most bots and lockdowns have tier 4 armor, that extra 60 rounds matter. And use your A1 wisely. You only have 60 bullets, and let's be honest, A1 doesn't really kill, unless you're landing headshots. Now if you're using a stronger weapon with a better cartridge like an AKM, again bring 1 mag with 30 PS and 1 with 30 BP. And for the backup, do the same, 60 PS and 30 BP. Now the next category, 600 to 750 RPM. This is the most common fire rate most players use. If you're running something strong like 7.62, especially the FAL or MK14, the best bullet setup is this. One 30-round mag of M80s and another 30-round mag filled with M80s and M62s. Here's how you stack them. The closer you are to 5 million, the more M62s you can afford. If you only have 1 million, just put 5 M62 on top and 25 M80s at the bottom. If you've got 4.5 million, push it to 15 M62s and 15 M80s. And for the backup, just bring 60 M80s, cause 7.62 by 51 is strong enough to carry the whole game without the need of using T5 bullets. Now if you're using 5.56 in this RPM range, something like MDR, you're moving fast but you're hitting weak, so you would have to carry more mags. Load 2 mags full of A1 as your main, then load another full of MA55 for the bots. And for the backup, just bring 60 MA55s. And again, make sure to make the most out of those 2 mags of A1, cause that's all you have, and if you dump them for nothing, you're gonna play the rest of your game with T3 bullets. By the way, if you're wondering why I said bring 3 mags instead of one 60 round and a 30 round, well that's because you're poor. Okay, I'm sorry, because the 60 round mag is expensive. Now the 750 plus RPM. Since most of the weapons with this fire rate are expensive, like H4 is expensive, AR-57 is expensive, AEK is expensive, I'm just gonna give you the bullet setup for the SMGs, cause those are the only cheap weapons with higher than 750 RPM. And I guess the bullet setup is crystal clear, right? I really hate you if you use these. Just kidding, bring 2 mags of yours truly dum-dums, and bring another spare mag of AP6 for the bots. Cause if you're rocking the dum-dums, you would have to dump a whole mag to kill a single bot. They don't die easily. So bring that spare AP6 mag and 90 more dum-dums as the backup. Shoot legs, stay alive. That's it for the 0 to 5 million group, and now 5 to 15 million storage value. Now you've got a little cash to flex. You're still not rich, but at least you can afford to mess up once or twice and not uninstall the game. Let's go again, same fire rate breakdown. Still using Scar L, upgrade your loadout. Main mag is full A1. Second mag should be a mix of A1 and M995. Toss in 10 to 15 M995 on the top if you can afford it. Something stronger like AKM, load 50 BP and a 30 round filled with AP and BP. And use the same strategy for how many APs you should load. Closer to 15 mil, more APs. Closer to 5, less. Now this time for this cartridge, let's use AUG as the reference. 1 mag full A1, 1 mag 15 A1 and 15 M995 on top. And if you're using the Heavenly Caliber 7.62, try 1 mag full M80 and another half and half with M62 on top. You don't need to touch M61 yet, that's billionaire bait. Just don't waste your M62s unless it's a fair fight. And honestly, if you're asking me, fill your 30 round full of M62s. They never disappoint and they're the cheapest. Now that you're sitting on 5 to 15 million, you may use the full auto laser beams, the H4, F2K, etc. We'll do H4 as the reference. 60 round mag A1, 40 or if you're accurate enough, 30 round mix of M9 and A1. But just do the 40 because 10 bullets really matter in a fight. If you're using stronger weapons like AEK, do a 50 round of BPs and another 50 AP and BP. But either way, don't act like every enemy is a boss, cause with such fire rate, you really don't realize how you've dumped all your mags that quick. It's pretty smart. Alright, now we're talking. You've made it past the broke phase. You're not just surviving lockdowns anymore, you're farming them. You've got the money, you've got the stash, now it's time to stop making poor decisions. First thing first, if you're sitting on plus 15 million and you're still running low fire rate guns, you're doing it wrong. There is zero reason to run something like a Scar L or an AKM when you can afford higher fire rate options with identical or even better recoil. You're not poor, stop playing like you are. Alright, if you're using something like the RPK, you've got the comfy, sustained fire rate, low recoil, and easy control. That means you can spam more, so don't be stingy with bullets. Main mag, go with full BS if you want to farm value, and bring another 60 round BP for the bots and low geared players. And don't be like 60 BS? Really? That's like 90k. So what? You have like, let's say 20 million. That's not even half of 1% of your storage value. What are you scared of? You're rich, act like it. 2 mags, a 30 round M80 for the bots and a 50 round M62. And from now on you can start loading M61. You've got the budget, you're not dipping into your last 20k anymore. That's your squad wipe mag. You can bring a 20 round spare mag of M61 for the T7 teams or the aliens. You bring more rounds, more mags, and you can play more confident. Now before getting to plus 750 RPM, let me give you this piece of advice, because I think it's the time for it. I have a saying, I'm not sure if anyone else used it before, but I say you use it or lose it. And by that I mean if you're carrying premium rounds like T5, T6, you better load it on your gun before meeting your enemies, because you never know if there are Timmies or Juggernauts until you see them. Now if you have your normal mag on and you meet Timmies, you're good, but if you encounter T6s, you might not be able to reload, and then you're gonna sit in your lobby and be like, damn, I didn't even use my 50 round M62 mag. Furthermore, it's not like you have no clue at all. You hear gunshots, you see the way they kill boss or other players. There's a lot of clues to find out if they're just Timmies or seasoned players. So use it or lose it. This time I'm going with the AR-57 as the reference. AR-57 burns through bullets, like literally, and the bullets are not that powerful, so you're stacking quantity over raw power. So forget about 30 rounds because they will abandon you mid-fight. You need 2 mags, one full of SS-190s and one full of SS-198. Like I said, stop being stingy with the bullets, you're rich. Now before moving on to the plus 50 million storage value, let me make it clear. You might say, well, I have like 18 million, why would I use the same bullet setup that a guy with 40 million uses? Well, to be fair, you're kinda right. I mean, well, what's the difference between a guy with 16 and 14 million storage value? It's just a few millions. But you gotta understand, it's a tips and tricks video, not a let me do it for you video. I'm just here to tell you what I think is the best and works. So yeah, you're definitely right, they're not the same, but just start using what I said and after a while you'll understand how to stack your mags. The plus 50 million group, and boom, shocking, like most of my other videos, plot twist. There's no bullet setup for this group, they probably know what they're doing, and they don't need me to tell them what to use. They adjust their loadouts and bullets based on their preference. And before wrapping it up, let's do what I promised, the marksman and sniper rifles. Here's the thing, it don't matter if you have 2 million or 200 million. If you're using an AX, let's say, you're gonna have to carry the same amount of bullets. So for the snipers, it depends on how accurate you are. If you're super accurate, just bring 5 and 10 spare. If you're not, bring more. And for the marksman, here's what I would suggest you to do. Try to use the most expensive ammo for that weapon, I mean besides M61, and bring a pistol, or matter of fact don't even bring that. Kill a bot with M62 or SMB, then get their guns and do the rest. And that was it for today's video. Thanks for watching it till the end. Love you all, see you in a bit.